Previously, we had a look at the Azure Cognitive Services and how you can create your own service and how you can use it with your REST API, how you can use it with your Node.js application. So now, what we are going to do is basically look at, how you can use the same language service and you can create your own bot with that. So in order to do that, I have basically deleted all the resources. So what we're going to do is basically created everything from scratch and show you step by step how you can create your own bot, how you can add, own questions and answers, and then how you can integrate it with one of the web application. So let's let's search for again Azure AI services. I'm going to select the language service here and hit on create. And when you click on, when you create the new service, now you can select the custom question answering. So what this does is basically, the custom question answering requires you to create your one more resource, which is the Azure AI search. And this is what basically it creates in the backend. And it will also be able to register that service, the Azure AI service, with, your language services. So we can select that. Let's go to continue to create your resource. I'm going to create my own resource group, which is going to be our bot test. Okay. I'm going to select Central India for now because otherwise I won't be able to get the free pricing tier here actually. So I'm going to select that testing bot. Okay. So now you can see this is going to create your Azure search, service. The search pricing tier is again free. And let's select the same search, which is going to be Central India. Okay. And then I'm going to select, the responsible AI notice here. Click on next. 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 It's going to validate everything. Okay, and let's hit create. right, so our resources are now created. So we'll go to the resource group and let's show you something. So you can see I have two services here. One is going to be our language service. The other one is the search service. So if you go to your testing service, so let's say, you have created your language service separately and your test, the search service separately. So what you can do is basically go to the, if you scroll down, let's go to features. Yeah, so if you go to the features, you can register your Azure AI search service here. So you can see this is the one that was created, and it is, linked automatically because we created it, from, during the initial creation itself. But if you are creating it separately, this is where you can come back and link it. So now since this is done, what you have to do is you have to navigate to language.cognitive.azure.com. Okay, once you navigate to this portal, hit sign in. So this has basically taken my ID by default, and what I can do is close this, and you have to specify, what is the default directory, Azure default directory that you have to, it has to take, and then the subscription. So right now I have just one subscription, so I'm going to use that. The language resource, it has automatically, picked up the resource name. I can, this is the one that we created just now. So we have to select that, hit done. Okay. Okay. So now you can see, you have to create a new project in order to create your bot. So let's start with that. So if you go back to your language.cognitive.azure.com, and you can see this is the new screen here. So let's hit that. Let's click on custom question and answer. So let's do that. Okay. I want to say, yeah, let's keep the language as English. Go to next. The project name is going to be bot test. No one. Okay, next, create project. Perfect. So once you do that, you can see the options that are listed down here. So you have the custom question answering, you have the manage resource or sources. Sources is nothing but, your basically specifies your knowledge base. So you can, import your knowledge base, or you can create it from, it could be a URL, it could be a file, or it could be, Azure itself. Some of the out of the box capabilities are already provided here. So I'll show you one by one how you can do that. So let's say, you have your knowledge base here. So let's click on edit knowledge base. So this is where you will specify all your questions and answers. So right now you can see, we don't have anything listed down here. So I can hit create new. You can see the source is editorial, and the question is, let's say, tell me sources. You can find more details. Yeah. And we can specify, there could be some HTTP, let's say some link, right? So we can specify a link here. Let's hit on save, got it, save this. Okay, let's click on new again. Let's say what is your cognitive business? Here you go. And again, some link, or you can specify some description over here. So I'm just taking random examples and let's save this. So once you're done, what you have to do is basically, you have to deploy your knowledge base. So you can see if you expand this, you were in the edit knowledge base. Now you have to go to deploy knowledge base, deploy this so that it is, uh, it's available and the bot can utilize that. So okay, it's going to take some time. All right, so this is deployed. So the next thing that you have to do is basically create your own bot service. So you can see, within this, it has also given you the link on, you have to go back to the Azure portal and create your bot. So let's go back. Okay. So you have to follow the same thing. So I'm going to select the same resource group that we had. Okay. The bot handle is going to be this one. Okay. So you can change the pricing tier here. So it says standard, but if you hit on change plan, you can select the free pricing tier. Select that. Okay. And yeah, that's it. This is fine. C# is fine here. Azure App Service Plan. So you can create a new app service plan, or if you already have one, you can basically link that. Right now it says by default it's going to be S1 standard, but I'll show you like how you can change the plan so that it basically, you don't incur any charges for that. So, and now if you look at the name, it says resource key. So what you have to do is basically go back to your portal.azure.com. Let's open that in a new tab. Let's go to the language service here. And what you have to do is basically go to the keys and the endpoint and take one of the keys from here. So it could be key 1 or key 2, anyone would work. So let's copy this, head back to the resource here. Let's paste that key here. And then the project name is this. Yeah, this is fine. We got the endpoint host name. Rest of the details, we can leave it everything as default. And let's go to the next one. Okay, create. We'll wait for the resource to be provisioned, and we'll go to the app service plan and change the default service plan so that we can select the free one. So let's wait for this to be provisioned and then we'll go ahead and change that, because by default it's going to use the S1 standard, and um, that's not something which we want right now, because this is just for testing purpose. Okay, let's go to the resource group, and from here you can select the app service plan, and if you scroll down, you have an option here which says scale up. select that. And select the free one, which is listed down here, which is 60 minutes per day, but that's perfectly fine because, we are just going to test it and this time is more than enough. So we'll select that, select, downgrade. Okay, so this is done. So we'll head back to the same bot test. And you can see, if you, let's go to the scope here. So you can see, this is our Azure bot, which has been created. And if we select that and go to channels, so you can see, these are the channels where we can deploy them. We can deploy to Alexa or, your email, Facebook, Microsoft 365, Teams, Outlook, Slack, Telegram, Twilio. We can deploy it anywhere. So what we are going to do is basically see how we can embed it in our, one of the, let's say, sites, right? So we can take the example which says web chat, click here, and you can see by default there is, one line item which is already there. You can create new site here, you can specify, all the details, but you can, right now I'm just going to select this one, the default site, and what you can do is basically, if you look at this one, which is the embed code, this is what you have to take and you can embed it in your website. So the only thing that you have to change here is your secret code here, so which you can take it from. If you show this, copy this from here and paste it to the, okay, let me copy this first. And what I'm going to do is basically, I have my blog post here. I'll go back. What I'm going to do is, this is the HTML view, okay, and I'm going to paste it here. Head back to the same site and copy this key and paste it here. So once you do that, you can review this. So you can see, our bot is available now. So what I'm going to do is basically publish this. So there you go. So once you go to your, blog post now, you can see if I say, can you tell me more about vision service? Just thinking about it. There you go. So this is the, details that we gave or we, added over there. So it is basically answering using that. Or we can say, what was the other one? The Azure one was Azure Cognitive. So there you go. So you can see, these are the details that we, specify, and it is giving those information. There are more things that can be done here. So if you go back to, the portal, the knowledge base, let's go to edit. Let's go to the data sources. So you can see, this is our data source which we created first. But if you go to the add sources, you have options here which says URLs, files, or chit chat. So chit chat is nothing but, these are inbuilt, which is provided by Azure. So you can see which one you want to select. So you can select that one and it will, this source will be added accordingly. So if you say professional, let's say add a chit chat. It's trying to add the source now. All right, so this is added. And if you, go to the sources now, or if let's click on this. So you would be able to see, there are a lot of question and answers which have been added. So you can see these are the details which is inbuilt and which has been included. So the next thing that we have to do is basically deploy it once again. All right, so this is deployed. So if we head back to our blog, refresh this, and if I just say hi, so you can see, these are the custom messages or the pre-built, inbuilt messages, that are appearing here. So that's how are you? Great, thanks. So yeah, you can see, these are the pre-built messages which is appearing. So once you have tested this, what you can do is basically head back to your portal.azure.com, go to your all resources, open the bot test resource group. You can see, you have various services which is listed on here. You have app services, the bot, the language, the search service. All of them are working together, to make this happen. And so what you can do is basically hit the delete resource group, copy this resource group name, paste it here, and thank you.